Hey folks, and welcome to this quick showcase. I've been playing Marvel Midnight Suns now for quite a while, and I just recently completed on the highest difficulty, and I think it's really got its hooks into me, and it's kind of become something that I'd like to talk about. So what I'm planning on doing in the future is a few guide videos on this, but to start us off, I thought I'd just hop into a side mission, just a random side mission, and kind of just talk through the game and talk through my thought process as I'm playing through it. I am playing on Ultimate 3 here, so there's quite a bit to it. Like it's quite an interesting game. So to start off with, let's just kind of talk about what we're looking at here, just in case you're unfamiliar with this game. So we are playing a side mission. The goal in this game is to stop these three mystics from summoning, from channeling in this portal. And then when I've done that, when I've interrupted all three mystics, I have to just clear the map, then kill everybody. So let's talk about the mechanics. This is a card game with a positional based aspect to it. So if you think about something like on the positional side, think about something like Into the Breach, for example, where it's about maneuvering, it's about pushing things into other things, using the environment, etc., etc. And then you also have the card game aspect to it. You bring 3 heroes into every mission, and those heroes all have their own decks. The decks are quite small, and you draw from all 3 decks into your hand. So you can see it's a mix of all the different hero cards. There are a number of factors, kind of like resource management factors, that you have to account for in every turn. The first one is card plays. So every time I play a card, it'll take up one of my card plays. You can see there that I only have 3 card plays, and once I have done that, I will pretty much have to end my turn then. And when I've ended my turn, it's the enemy's turn to go. Second resource to look at is heroism, which you can see here. Heroism is, if you're familiar with any kind of like card game stuff, heroism is basically your energy. And you can see here that some cards cost heroism to use, and other cards don't. And some cards generate heroism when you use them. So those are the 2 main resources you have to keep an eye out for, is your card plays and your heroism. Then the other 2 things here in the bottom right are redraws. So I have 2 redraws here, which means I can discard a card that I have in my hand and draw a new one. I have 2. And then moves as well. So I can move around the map, which is the positional side of things. And then I also have items that I bring in. You can manipulate all of these. So you can manipulate your card plays. You can add more of them. You can add more redraws. You can add more moves as we play through the game. The heroes all have different kind of skills that they bring to the table. So there's a bunch of them you can bring. In this mission, I've decided to bring Captain America, Ghost Rider, and the Hunter. The Hunter is the player character. It's just the name that you're assigned at the start. Captain America is a tank. So on this mission, he is primarily going to be focused on drawing the enemy aggro and kind of like taking the hits for the team, while also applying, if I can, status debuffs. Ghost Rider is almost pure damage. This guy just does a ton of damage, and his little mechanic is he kind of hurts himself while he does damage, but if he fills up his soul meter, he gets extra max health. And the Hunter is mostly damage as well. You can the cool thing about this game is you can kind of build the Hunter in a bunch of different ways. You get a load of cards for the player character, way more than any of the other characters. And all of the other characters are pretty much set in stone. Like, you kind of have to play Captain America as a tank. I mean, you don't have to, but it's the way to play him. Ghost Rider, similarly, you kind of play him as a damage dealer. Hunter, you can play in a bunch of different ways. Hunter has a ton of utility cards, a ton of damage cards, and In my game, I've kind of played him as mostly damage, but a little bit of utility. So he has a heal, for example, but he specializes in high damage, quick cards, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. And then finally, you have your enemies. So like I said at the start, our objective is to interrupt all these 3 witches casting the portal and then kill everybody. If you're familiar to Slay the Spire, you can see here that we can tell what the enemies are doing, and we can kind of adjust our plays based on that. The little symbols above their heads, so you can see a Captain America shield there, means that is what they are going to attack. So those 2 dogs are going to attack Captain America. This guy that's the Hunter, so the player character symbol, and that flashing sword icon indicates it's going to do a heavy attack. So in that way, I know what it's doing. There are some enemies that don't have symbols beside it, and that means it's going to use a move that's unique to them. That's just something you're going to have to, like, you know, understand as you play through the game. Okay, so let us actually start playing the game. So the first thing I think I'm going to do is play, I think, Lash. So Lash is a forceful knockback. So if I cast it here, you can see if I click on this guy, I can move him in a bunch of different places. But key to this is it has the keyword quick. So quick means that if I KO anyone in this move, I will not use up a card play. So quick is really, really nice to do kind of like to do important actions that you want to do without actually using up a card play. So I'm going to start off and I'm going to lash the dog into, let's make sure it has to be the dog. Yeah, it does. Okay, so I'm going to lash the dog into this ley line. You can see that there are a number of environmental kind of objects around the map, and you can use them as well to kind of create chaos. I'm going to lash this dog into this ley line, which is going to explode, which is going to deal damage, and it's also going to... Sorry, I'm just thinking now. Can I... This... No, I can't. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to lash the dog into this ley line. It's going to kill the dog, and it's going to knock the witch out of summoning your portal. The way you stop the mystics channeling is you do any damage to them whatsoever, and they will stop. The problem with doing that is they become now an active part of the battle, and the mystics are quite scary and they're quite tough, so you need to watch out for that. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to... I have another quick attack here that I could use. Okay, so I'm going to move the hunter over here, and that's going to give me a nice angle because I'm going to be able to punch the revenant back into this explosion, which is going to kill the dog, and it's going to proc my quick. And it also has applied vulnerable to the revenant. Ley lines, if you punt people into them, it will debuff the thing that you're punting in, and they have different debuffs. So this one, for example, will do weak. The green one does vulnerable. So I've now applied vulnerable. So now you'll see that when I kill the two dogs, they actually gave me a card. And some enemies will drop cards for you. They're kind of like a one-time use. So I'm going to use this one here, which is called Blessing. Blessing doubles the damage on Lilin, which are like the demon enemies. So yeah, that is really, really nice. I do discard Bladestorm, which is unfortunate. I might not want to do that. Okay, so I'm going to cast Wrath, which is a card that I can play for free. So again, I still haven't used any card plays yet. And it gives me a crit, basically. All of my hunter cards will now crit. So, I have a choice to make here. This is the first kind of tough decision I have to make. So, I can all out here and just obliterate this Lilin. Which is really nice because I'm doing it for free because it's a quick. And it will discard all my hunter cards and it will generate me 2 hunter cards. So, that means I get rid of Bladestorm, which is my hunter legendary, which will do a ton of damage and knock back a load of enemies. So, I would love to be able to use that Bladestorm, but it means that if I use all out, I don't get to use it. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and be a little bit greedy here. I still have 3 card plays, so what I'm going to try and do is try and discard Enrage, and I'm going to try and get a card that will actually generate me some heroism. Oh, that was a bad draw. Hero combo. Okay, so I'm going to have to get rid of this straight away. It's just a card that I cannot use. Okay, unfortunate. Okay, no. So I drew 2 cards that are very high cost in heroism. What I was looking for was a free card, not a free card, but a card that didn't cost any heroism, but actually generated me heroism. and I was hoping to generate enough heroism so I could use Blade Storm and All Out. But unfortunately, I can't, but we're going to use an item. Okay, so we're going to use an item, and we're going to use it... excuse me. I think we're going to use it on Captain America. So this is an item I've brought into the combat, and it allows me to draw 2 cards of that player for... Oh my god, another hero. That's so unfortunate. That's really, really unfortunate. Okay, I drew a second hero combo. You get 2 of these in your deck. So I just have pulled so many high cost cards. I do have the best defense, which gives me block equal to damage dealt, and it does give me 2 heroism, which will allow me to use Blade Storm. But it's just such a nothing card. Like I'm really just like, because I'm not actually going to be dealing any damage with Cap really. I do have Quick Punch, and it's just a matter of like, how much do I actually want to use Blade Storm? I think it would be very good if I put it here. Could do quite a lot of damage. So I could go best defense, Blade Storm, Quick Punch. I think I'm just trying to force Blade Storm. Yeah, I think I'm just trying to force it, and it's just not going to work out for me. So I am going to... Who am I going to kill? 319. Yeah, I'm going to kill this guy. So, again, another choice I have to make here. Like I said before, that the enemies will tell you what they're doing. This guy is going to do a heavy attack on the Hunter, which is not great, but it's the start of the mission. I can take it. This guy is going to link up another person. So you can see that these 2 have a link, and that's called a soulbound link. It's a mechanic unique to the Revenant, and it means that if I kill only one of them without killing both of them in a turn, they will share health and essentially resurrect the downed person. So you need to kill both in a turn for them to go away entirely. The reason that this person isn't indicating an attack is because this Revenant is going to link up a third person, which obviously compounds the issue, especially if they link it up with this big boy here, who is just a ton of health. Whenever a Revenant links up with a Guardian, it makes things really, really difficult. So the choice I have to make here is, I have a move called All Out, which will draw me 2 cards, and I'll play it for quick, which is excellent. I can use it to do 526 damage and kill the guy who's going to do the heavy attack on me, or I can way underutilize it and only do 319 damage, but it will stop the Revenant from linking up. What I think I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to play All Out on the big guy. It will draw me 2 cards, and I'm going to hope that one of the cards that I draw is another damage card enough to kill this guy. So it's 783 damage that I just did there, which is a lot. So the reason... okay, I think this is good, is it? Yes, perfect. Okay, so the reason I'm doing so much damage to these guys is I have played Blessed, which is the free card I got off the dog, which doubles the damage against Lilin. So usually I would not be doing anywhere near this damage, but I'm doing crazy damage to these guys now, which is and I've knocked the Revenants out in the first turn. That is really, really nice. So I have stopped them linking up with anyone else. They are gone out from the game now, which is brilliant. So now I need to decide what to do. So I still have 3 card plays, which is quite mad. I could just use best defense here to get a redraw. I do have like quicks, but like my quicks right now are useless because, I mean, I could gamble. I could try and punt this guy into the portal, which would generate quick, but it's only a 41% chance, and that's just not something I wanna risk. So I'm going to play the best defense. It's not a great use of the card, but I'm mainly doing it for the heroism and especially the redraw.
Watch my back. Just the boost I needed.
Okay, now that's actually pretty good. I think now what I need to do. So what I could do is I could taunt the big guy off Ghost Rider, because the big guy is going to hit Ghost Rider now, and I would get counter and resist on it, which is really, really nice. Boom. Could also Hell Ride. Okay, so I'm going to proc quick slash here. I'm going to explode this ley line, which is going to, because I have quite a lot of heroism now, and this only costs 1, which does chip damage to him, and that is enough to kill the dog, which is nice because it's a quick attack. Okay, so that's another enemy out of the way.
You are lucky to still be breathing.
And I'm now strengthened, so if I get lucky enough to draw a... I think I'm going to just redraw this because I just don't see me... Or maybe Holy Burst. Yeah, I'm going to redraw Holy Burst because it is a high heroism card. Lash any good to me? I don't think so. No. Use my move. Okay, so what am I going to do? I could stun. I could use Lash to stun this guy. Just not sure how useful that is. We're gonna use Tactician here. We're gonna put up our block and we're gonna draw 2 more cards. We have Shield Bounce. Would be nice. So right now Captain America is sitting on the best defense. So that's not bad. So I could Shield Bounce here, which will taunt everyone and apply weak to them. It'll knock one more it will knock one more Mystic out of summoning, and it will also apply weak to everyone, but it will also, because I have the best defense, which deals damage, which means all your damage dealt converts into block. I think it's a decent shout. Okay, nice. And I got vulnerable on all 3 of them as well, which is really, really nice.
Another mystic out of the ritual. Almost there.
Now I'm just seeing if I can use any environmentals, which I don't think I can. No, I mean I could use this, but it's not worth it, I don't think. Okay, that's fine. I think that's a pretty strong turn. We have Hellride in hand if we need it. Yeah, that's fine. So Captain America is going to take a bit of damage here, but I think he should be okay. So you can see he's still just taking block damage. The numbers above his head are only blocks. So these guys are doing such low damage because I've applied weak to all of them, which is really nice. Usually these guys would be doing like, I don't know, 180, 190 damage. And she's going to bring some things out of the portal, which is okay. Okay, I think that was a pretty strong turn. He's going to go back to blocking. So the thing that he does as well is he'll put up a shield and he'll protect a Mystic, which means that she is completely invulnerable until I like stop him from blocking, basically. Okay, so I think I know my first turn. I'm going to grab her and I'm going to punt her into a stun, which means she will be stunned for the next turn, which is great, and it also will kill the 2 dogs, proccing quick, which means I don't use a card play for doing this. And it also gives Ghost Rider resist, which is quite nice. Although maybe I should have used Quick Punch, actually. That's what I should have done. That's okay. Okay, we're going to redraw a few cards here to see if I can get some better plays. Quick Punch again, that's unfortunate. Okay, not good. Not a good hand this time, but that's okay. We can still do a bit of damage. And we haven't used move yet either. Okay. We're going to quick punch here. It is not ideal at all. It's not a great use of quick punch, but it draws me a card, and it also gives me a redraw. No, it does not draw me a card. It just gives me a redraw. That's fine. And I'm going to redraw straight to hell. Ugh. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Okay. So, that's okay, because we can still take out these two here. Right, it's not the best turn, but it's not a terrible turn either. So, we are going to position Ghost Rider. But first we're going to Guardian Strike. Oh wow, that just kills you. Okay. She's not vulnerable, is she? No, she's not. She's just taunted. Okay, it's fine. Maybe I can... So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to weaken her enough to kill both of them with Hellride, although, I mean, it discards my hand, so it kind of doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm just going to Guiding Strike.
Your time has come.
Alright, so Guardian Strike, one of the Mystics, which brings her in Hellride range, and then I'm going to move Ghost Rider over to get the Hellride going. And that kills both of them, which is nice. I do like the look of that move. Ghost Rider gets some pretty cool moves.
Seems they were guilty enough to deserve that.
Okay, so that kills them both, and it empties my hand. That's one of the things that the Hellride does, but it's okay because I have no card plays left. She is stunned, so she won't be doing anything this turn. She is still summoning, but that is okay because I still have 3 turns remaining, so we have plenty of time to close that portal. Captain America is going to take a big hit. Is this guy weak? He is not weak, so yeah, Captain America is going to take a big hit, but sure. I mean, there's not much we can do about that. The Captain America is full health, and he has a little bit of block, so it's okay.
Stop them.
Okay, so we are going to need to do something about this big boy soon. The nice thing about his block is you can see he takes his own health to provide block. So even though we haven't touched him all turn, he's almost half health. Okay, that's really nice. That's a nice draw. Oh, Penance there. That is a nice draw too. Okay. Ooh, Helmet Penance draw. Okay. Okay, we can just eviscerate this guy, which is really nice. Okay, so we're going to play Hellmouth. Hellmouth drops a... puts in a drop, which is something that you can knock enemies into. But the really nice thing Hellmouth does, it gives him 1 strength. Which means our Penance there now does 1300 damage, which is a lot. I don't know why it's not letting me target this guy. That's weird. Okay, I'm not sure why that's doing that, but we're gonna... Okay, we have Quick Punch anyway. Let's just focus on this first. That draws a card. There's Blade Storm. That's interesting. It does do 72% chance. And we do have All Out afterwards. Not sure. If it was critical, that would be something, but it's not. 72% chance to knock her in is really nice. But I'm just not sure. Yeah, we're gonna do some redraws anyway. I don't want to interrogate her. It's fine. Shield bounce. Redraw, dig in. Okay, another quick punch. That's fine. Draw a card. God, we could almost Blade Storm and Penance there, which would be nice. Okay, now Penance. Oh, it must have been something to do with the The positioning, that's so bizarre. Okay, I think that's worth it. I think we can just pen and stare this guy into oblivion. Pen and Stare is Ghost Rider's legendary card, and it is just a I'm going to delete you from the game button, which is lovely. And now her protection is lost, so all we need to do is 1 damage to her, which we might do with Shield Bounce, maybe. Just to close that portal, and then we can deal with the 2 of them next turn. I think I like that idea. Yeah, and redraw, gain 1 counter. That is nice. Okay, so we're going to redraw here, get 1 counter. And then we're going to Shield Bounce these 2. Just to weaken them and to hopefully apply Vulnerable, and it will also knock her out of the summoning the portal. And it has applied Vulnerable, very good. Okay. That closes the portal, so now to finish this mission we just need to deal with the 2 witches. I wonder, can I get to this person? I think I might be able to use a environmental here. Yeah, that's nice. So it just adds a bit of chip damage onto her. And that's the end of the heroism, that's okay, so, okay. The thing about the Mystics is they have a lot of health, so it does take a while to whittle them down. Okay, that's the resist, that's nice, and resist basically just ignores 1 instance of damage. And Captain America also has counter on him now, so we should counter attack. Okay, so she must be very low now. Alright, he's going to take damage from this, that's okay. Oh, he's injured, that's not good. Okay, so we are going to Holy Spark this Mystic, which is a quick, and it'll draw us a card back, which is lovely. We do have a hero combo. Okay. So, we're just not going to use Drain Soul. I'm going to get rid of that. Lash. So, that's a 58% to knock in. That is not bad. I think we're going to Tactician first, just to draw some cards. %. I don't hate it, but it's not amazing. We're going to redraw. We're not going to use Blade Storm, so we're going to redraw. Look for some decent high damage card. Okay, her Holy Burst is pretty good because Ghost Rider and Cap need a bit of health. So we are going to move Ghost Rider in here, so he's in healing range. Then we're going to Holy Burst. So basically we're just ensuring that nobody dies. This Mystic will die. And I think we're gonna take the 65%. Or we stun. I think that's better. Yeah, I'm gonna stun her. So, like the Mystic before, I whipped her into a stun ley line, and now she won't be able to do anything this turn. Our hole is gonna go away, but I mean 58%. It just wasn't worth it. We're gonna stun her, and now we're gonna do some damage to her. I'm going to cast Wrath, which is going to... It's a free action, and it's going to give me critical on my attacks, and that should be enough to do it. Yeah, and we're going to finish it all out. Okay. Probably not going to get 3 stars because Captain America got low enough to get an injury, but that's okay.
We've done it.
So I hope you enjoyed this little look at what Midnight Suns is like. Let me see, what do we get? We got 3 stars. Okay, brilliant. So yeah, this was Marvel Midnight Suns. This is just a little quick gameplay preview on Ultimate 3. I hope you got a sense of the kind of decision making that you make in this game. I'm really enjoying it. It's giving me that kind of itch that I got with Slay the Spire, that kind of bit that tickles your brain, kind of, card plays, knowing how to, basically what cards to play in what order and such. And then the deck building is fun as well. It's not as complex as Slay the Spire. It's not nearly as complex. It's quite, like I said at the start, every character has a way to play them basically, and it's very you identify what the really good cards are pretty quickly, and because the deck sizes are so small, you're going to be getting those cards pretty regularly. But still, I kind of really enjoyed it. I feel like the characters are really thematic. I hope you got a bit of a flavor there. Captain America, throwing his shield around, tanking a bunch of damage. Ghost Rider doing like big crazy attacks, and then the Hunter. I mean, the Hunter is a player character, doesn't really fall into that kind of category. But there are other characters that you can bring in. Iron Man is flying around, dropping missiles and everything. Captain Marvel is going Super Saiyan on things. There's really nice flavor to them, and like you saw there in the mission, there's a lot of thinking involved. There's a lot of kind of like strategizing on optimal plays and all that good stuff. So if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. Like I said, I'm going to put out a few more guide videos in the future. There's going to be like a kind of a tips video to kind of get players on their feet, kind of things that I wish I knew at the start when I was playing. And then following that, there's going to be a in-depth tier list where I talk about all the characters' strengths and weaknesses. So if you have any interest in that whatsoever, please keep an eye out on my channel, subscribe if you would like to. But until then, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.